Hello there, and welcome back. And welcome back to me. I'm back, and I'm so happy that you are also back. It feels so good to be seen by you again. I'm Amy Storm, and here we are on a Gentle Mental Health Day. So today's topic is really important. It's really important to me. It is the topic of trauma. So here we go. Trauma. Trauma. And we're going to start with the Know, Show, and Grow model that I use for the gentle mental health topics. So let's get into it. To know about trauma. So here's some descriptions of what we know trauma to be like. A deeply distressing experience that has lasting negative impact on a person's mental, physical, social, or emotional well-being. Trauma is a complicated kind of harm. Trauma is a complicated kind of harm. It is an emotional response to a terrible event like an accident, rape, or natural disaster. An example would be witnessing or experiencing violence, disaster, or loss, breach of trust by abuse or betrayal, and a threat to your life or well-being. And there are 3 types of trauma: acute, chronic, and complex. Now, I know from my EMDR therapy that I have chronic symptoms of complex trauma. I have severe PTSD from that, and complex trauma, let's back up for a second. Acute means that it happened once, or it happened and it's over. Acute trauma is like a short time frame or a short event. And then chronic would be, ongoing. This is an ongoing type of trauma. Are you getting mistreated on a weekly basis? Or, is it just ongoing, the trauma? And then my type of trauma is complex trauma, because it comes from all different types of sources and also happened during different times of my life. So that's that. That's the knowing of the trauma. And now the showing of the trauma, showing signs of trauma. And I think it's important to know some signs of trauma. If someone is acting a little different, it could be because they've had some trauma. Maybe they do have PTSD, and it would be hard to distinguish sometimes unless you're, sensitive to it. Signs of trauma include anxiety, depression, here, flashbacks, nightmares, avoidance, mental difficulties, unpredictable emotional outbursts, headaches, or other physical symptoms, and PTSD, which the PTSD is so vast. The information about it, the treatments for it, symptoms, signs, and ways to recover. Like, it's too much for here, and I'm trying to stay within a friendly amount of time. But those are signs of having experienced trauma. And now, to grow past trauma. Here's just a few little, hints to help us maybe even start to grow. Maybe you're not ready to jump whole hog into a professional relationship or a relationship with a mental health professional. But here's some starting points, is to understand that trauma is subjective. It depends on the individual's coping abilities. And speaking of coping abilities, when children experience trauma, they don't yet have coping abilities, which is why childhood traumas are so devastating and will leave an imprint on the child's psyche, emotionally, intellectually, sometimes even physically. To also help grow past trauma, lean on loved ones. And boy, if I didn't have my little squad, my little mini squad of people that I can depend on, it would be, I'd be so much more of a mess. I'd be so much more of a bigger mess. Lean on loved ones to just talk or help with errands and chores. I can't tell you how much that has helped, having people to ask, to help clean the bathrooms. I asked for help and got it. To walk the dog, take the dog to the park because I can't do it. Or grocery shopping, the bane of my existence. Stuff like that. To help grow past your trauma, face your pain. And what I mean is face your own pain, the one that's in the mirror. It doesn't mean that you have to confront anybody face to face. I am not a huge believer in that. I don't. Unless that's your jam, and then yes, please, of course, do that. But facing your pain means accepting that something happened and accepting it, with your whole being, and let it make you sad and let it make you angry. Really be with all that there is. All of your feelings are valid. So have them all. And another way to help grow past trauma is to ease back into your routine. So don't expect yourself to function, up at 100% right away. Prioritize self-care. In my circles, we say that all the time. Self-care, self-care. But for different people, that looks very different. Self-care could be getting a massage so that you're experiencing safe touch, or, getting your nails done. Again, safe touch, a little more on the pampering side. For me, I love getting my hair done at a salon because I like the experience of somebody else dealing with my hair. My hair is not my favorite part of this situation. So, prioritize self-care. Sometimes self-care can be as simple as taking a nap, or self-care can be as simple as saying no to an invitation to go somewhere that you really don't want to go when you're feeling, if you're like freshly traumatized. Don't hold yourself to that kind of standard. Just be a little more introspective. Be patient. it does literally take years to heal from certain types of trauma. And that's just how it is. We're like incredible beings that can heal. And so you just have to allow that space to happen. Don't be discouraged by that, years to heal, because it happens in increments, in small little steps. And you might notice a big difference after one step, or it might take 5 steps or 10 steps to notice a difference, but your nervous system is constantly adjusting to new vibrations, and practice deep breathing helps regulate the nervous system. Something as simple as that can really make a difference. And build resiliency with professional help. I love that. Building resiliency. That's a great thing to have. And resiliency also comes from practicing coping skills. Yes. Yes. Resilience means that you can bounce back, and not right away. Don't expect it to be right away. There's always going to be like a little bit of adjustment period to go through, and that's okay. Face the pain, feel the feelings, get the help you need, both professional and loving help. And the last thing on growing past the trauma is forgiving yourself. And this is a big one for me. Forgiving yourself. If something happened to you, it is not your fault. And people who don't want to talk about it and don't want you to talk about it to anyone are the ones who have the problem. Thank you. Thank you for listening. I also want to advertise or just share the information that I have been absent from YouTube for quite a few weeks now, and it's because I have been launching and I have been a busy beaver writing podcast episodes. So my new podcast is called A Bipolar Storm. Again, that's A Bipolar Storm. And I am the bipolar storm. So that's how that goes. Thank you so much for being with me today. It meant a great deal. And please share this video with people who could use some information about trauma. Maybe this video could help open up a conversation that needs to happen, or just help someone know that you're thinking of them and that you care. All kinds of good stuff. So thanks again. And remember, my podcast is A Bipolar Storm, and it's on Apple. I will see you soon.